Whoa. There we go. Oh shit. Why do I feel like this is horribly skewed. I did not take time to set up at all. This is something I'm doing completely on a whim. My selfie stick is not working. That's right, I have a selfie stick specifically for things like this. Ooh, ooh. There we go. There we go. This is such a hot mess. I don't even care. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. What? What? Alright. Let's do this shit, people. It is... I'm, like, instinctively wanting to turn this off, but at the same time, it's like, can you guys even see me? Taking this off, because fuck the glare. Okay. So... as I'm playing and trying to figure this thing out, super low production quality, which is something that stopped me from making videos in the past, and quite honestly, after, I would say not even just, like, this last week of being sick, but, like, these last 2 months. Like, I've kind of just had it, and so, like, I'm sick of it, and I'm now juggling 3 jobs, and one of them being the manga and stuff that I'm working on, and part of that is wanting to make videos. I keep telling Lav, like, I'm gonna start making videos of art tutorials, and it's gonna be awesome, and then I don't, and there's always some kind of excuse that gets in the way. And so, this weird thing about being sick this last week is, like, yeah, I've just been super weak. I haven't been able to get up and do anything. I missed working at the farm Saturday night, because I tried working Friday, and I was like, oh my god, I literally do not know how I survived this. It felt like I was gonna pass out, like, the whole time, but, like, I put on my Leslie Knope face, and I fucking rocked it. And then I woke up Monday, and I was still feeling way more sick than what I was expecting, and I'm like, fuck it, like, I'm not even gonna try to call off, because this job is so new, and I don't want to look basically like a pussy. So I went in Monday, and my manager was working, and she saw me, and she's like, you're still sick, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, whatever, I can power through this. And I'm feeling pretty confident. I've got my rice and my vegetables, and I'm thinking of the brat diet that you're supposed to eat when you're not feeling well, which is bananas, rice, apples, and toast. And so that was essentially what I was trying to eat while I was sick, and it just was not working. And she sends me home. Like, she spends a half an hour of her personal time calling around to find someone that can come in and cover for me, because I'm about ready to throw up, like, in front of customers. Like, I obviously cannot do my job. And she's just like, why are you even here? Like, I can tell by looking at you, you don't feel good. Like, why are you even here? And then she lets me know that she's gonna cover for me Tuesday. And I'm like, no, I'll be fine by Tuesday. Like, I fucking got this. I'm gonna make it happen. And obviously, like, no, I wasn't going to be able to. Like, my body cannot do this one super, like, instinctual thing of eating. So obviously, I don't feel well enough to go into work. And so, like, I did that with work, and Sunday, the day before that, I had the day off, and Sundays are usually my adulting days. That's when I do all my chores and whatnot, and I get everything caught up for the week. And since I started working at this haunted house, Sundays have been the day of rest and stretch, because I run laps around 90-degree angles in this, like, 300 square foot space, like, shack, in a CPR mask, which is supposed to be, 1, on a doll, and 2, have, like, an airtight seal around the mouth. and I'm running around in it, and I've performed surgery on this mask so I can wear it for this character, and because I had so much fun, like, screwing with you guys on Twitter with it. So I'm doing that, and I need to stretch, so I don't usually adult. And I'm sick as shit, and I'm mad that I missed the haunted house, because as stupid it is, like, this is kind of a dream job for me. Like, I love it, and it's been this, like, huge essential part of me being able to fall back in love with myself. So, like, this previous Sunday before the work thing, I'm really, really upset. And it's at the point where I usually pick up my phone and start venting to Twitter about, like, how frustrated I am with the roommate situation. And, like, that's something that usually is a huge obstacle that I use as an excuse to not do this. So now I'm sitting in the car and you guys are getting shitty production quality because whatever, I want to do this and I'm not going to stop. So Sunday, you know, I'm at this point where I'm like, I just want to vent. I want to be, like, a huge bitch, and I go to make a video to post on Twitter of, like, look at how much of a mess my house is. I've been sick all week, like, you know, I can't do this. He's such a fucking shithead. And I'm making this video, and then I'm like, wait a minute, and I watch it, and I'm like, this just makes me look like an asshole. Like, this is not accomplishing anything. And so he leaves for his whatever bullcrap that he's doing, and I turn music up very loud, and I start working on cleaning the house, and I'm, like, sweeping the floor and turning off the sweeper to take a break and finish throwing up the Brussels sprouts I had made myself, and just keep sweeping the floor. Like, I scrub stuff that had been put off for so long. Like, I hate living in filth, but I also hate spending more than, like, a couple hours a week cleaning, because I have so many other things going on. And so, like, I was really frustrated, and he gets home, and I'm like, no, listen up, you are going to go do those dishes, because they're not all just mine. Like, I'm sick, I've got to work tomorrow, like, I know neither of us are feeling great, but you have the energy to go run around. Like, I need you to use some of that energy to help me get this shit done. Like, we live together, we're on the same team, like, show me some fucking teamwork, basically. And he didn't do it, and I got way more upset. And, I don't know, something that I've kind of, like, taken away from this experience, and I know it's, like, this typical thing that people usually, like, go through, but I don't know, I'm very proud of myself. I feel like I've really stepped up here recently. And I even feel like me doing this right now is a little bit more proof that, like, yeah, I'm stepping up, because I'm doing what I say I'm gonna do and working towards my goals, like, so fucking hard. And I thought of the Sunday thing, and I feel like, I don't know, I think I lost my train of thought right there for a minute. But, no, okay, so it's showing me, like, how strong I am, which is this other essential part of me falling in love with myself. This is me falling in love with myself. As vapid and narcissistic as it is, this is my biggest goal that I'm working on currently. And a lot of that has to do with the experience that I got out of this relationship, and, like, the relationships it's led to, and the ones that came before it, and just really thinking about it. Because I went through and I analyzed it like a pattern, and I'm like, okay, people only have the control over us that we give them, so, like, what is it about me? And it's, like, it brought up, for a while, it brought up these, like, you know, emo, teenager, young kid fears of, you know, I'm not worth love, and it was really, really easy to settle on that, and then just, like, throw myself a pity party. And I would message the twin, and I would tell her this, and she would, like, try to cheer me up. I'm like, no, just let me be sad right now. Because I wanted to kind of embrace that. Oh my god. And I'm so sick of this being sick thing. Sick of being sick. Oh, God. Oh, God, it's awful. Oh, I don't like that at all. So, I messaged her, and I'm like, you know, the spiel I just went on. And then, like, after I get my head out of my ass a week later, I'll talk to her, and she's like, I told you so. Like, I know you told me so, but I needed to deal with that. Oh. So, yeah, like, I've been dealing with a lot for the last few months, and that's whatever. But, like, another weird thing that's been, like, going on is, again, as funny as this might be for some people, like, this haunted acting job is, like, a dream come true. And part of that's, like, and this is not something I think I've really talked about with the internet very often. I've always really wanted to be an actor. Like, you know, I obviously did school plays and stuff like that. Like, I feel like that's not any kind of a surprise for anyone that follows me and knows me from online. So, like, I'm acting, and here recently, I kind of fell in love with the horror genre. I've always really, really loved it, but I get really bad writer's block when I'm working on my manga, and I got this idea for this horror manga, and I feel like it's really, really good, and it's the first time that, like, I've looked at my work that hasn't taken me 10 GD years to, like, get to a point where I can draft it out. So, I make this horror manga. Oh, God, neighbors, please don't think I'm crazy. Please don't think I'm crazy. Please don't think I'm crazy. Ah! Don't mind me talking to my phone. So, yeah, I fell in love with the horror genre, and I got this CPR mask. I'm not really going to get into how I got the CPR mask because I didn't know it at the time, but I was technically breaking and entering. So, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And so I get the CPR mask because of the scene in The Office with Dwight and where he does that, and I thought it was really funny. So I have my own, and I put it on, and I'm like, this is so creepy, and I post the pictures on Twitter, and everyone's, like, freaking out, like, Nina, what are you doing? No, Nina, stop. And I'm like, no, this is so good. And then, like, I put makeup on it, like, I was playing with it, and, like, my friends on the internet that think they're the baddest of the bad are even, like, freaking out, and I love causing that kind of reaction in people that think they're completely immune to it and think they have seen it all. And I don't know, it was like, yeah, I have something to offer, something new. And then I was watching Tiny House Nation, which I'm obsessed with tiny houses because I don't like cleaning, so the less I have to clean, the better. And they did this Halloween special at the end of season 1 where they go around and they decorate, like, these tiny houses in this weird village that I want to go see. I need to look it back up. But that's when it clicked in my fucking aspy brain that I'm like, oh shit, people can actually do this. And so I got on Facebook and I looked them up and they had a job posting, and I'm like, I'm interested, and I post one of my creepy ass pictures, and she, like, lets me know the time, and I come out, and I'm seriously just looking around like, it's Christmas, but with blood and, like, monsters, and it's amazing, and, oh my God, it was so fun, like, getting to go out there, and I was so nervous, like, oh God, please like me, please give me this job. And so, yeah, it's kind of a dream. It's, like, all these different facets of myself that I'm getting to play with, and, like, I'm meeting really, really cool people that are into, like, the weird kind of offbeat stuff that is really hard to find in, like, tiny redneck towns. And my scare squad mostly consists of teenagers, which is weird. But I've always wanted to work with teenagers anyway, like, because I want to be able to be, like, the person that I wish I had growing up. Like, I always wanted to do that for them, and so it's amazing. Like, this super ridiculous thing, and it's just completely amazing. And so, yeah, like, super stressful, but really amazing, awesome stuff that most people would be like, what is happening? And I don't know, like, I really miss that. I've been stressed out about the fact that I've been so sick that I couldn't even do that. And just, like, remembering the frustration that got me to the point where I was going out and I started pursuing new things and being like, no, fuck this. Like, I'm so tired of everything. So it's kind of like that mindset, but from a different aspect / perspective, which is weird. And I feel like I'm rambling, which is fine, I guess, since it's a video of me talking in my car, like a blog. So, what? Why was that green? What the shit? My phone just did a weird thing at me, and I don't like it. I don't understand. Okay. So, it's from a different, like, perspective, you know, like, aspect of the whole thing. But, and a lot of this has to do with the artist I've been listening to, and I'm not even gonna get started on his name right now, because, like, oh god, it's so bad how much I listen to him. It's creepy. But, like, I'm watching him, and I see me in him, which is weird. I've never seen that before in anyone else. And so, like, I'm watching him, and he's doing all these things that, like, I've wanted to do my whole life, and I've, like, let fear and excuses and all kinds of different things get in the way, along with, like, legitimate things that have slowed me down, like how it's hard for my brain to, like, accept things sometimes. And in, like, the living situation, it does provide challenges, but I mean, in the past, I'd be like, oh, well, homeboy is sleeping, so I can't do this because I have to be quiet. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going out into the car. And I don't care how terrible the production is. Like, I'm just doing it. It's fine. So there's, like, this different mindset that's developing with me that I'm really, really enjoying. And I don't know, like, I'm going to talk about my spirit animal, Colby, for a minute. I was thinking about one of the conversations we had in San Francisco in 2012, which was the last time I've seen him. And we were talking about the names that we use on the internet versus the names that we grew up with. And, like, even though there's, like, a way different situation with that, like, essentially the reasoning behind it and, like, the logic behind it is all very much the same. And one of the things that he said to me that stuck with me, and a lot of the things he's said to me has stuck with me, but he was talking about how he didn't even meet Colby until, you know, he went through this experience. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what does that even mean? What are you talking about? And then as I'm starting this process of, like, falling in love with myself and I'm working towards these new goals and taking these different steps, like, it kind of, like, hit me one night. My brain train kind of went insane. And I messaged him, and it's this barely coherent, like, jumbling paragraph of a sentence about, like, when you said you hadn't met you, do you mean, like, the person that's inside your head that you really are, but, like, you have trouble showing the world? And, I mean, I've obviously thought of better ways to say it since then, but I don't even know how he understood what I was saying, but he's like, yes, that's exactly it. I'm like, okay, cool. And I've noticed that, I don't know, like, I finally know what he meant by that, where the person that I am inside my head you know, this... Why? Phone, what are you doing? Just to point out, this is a Coke product. I did not buy it. I do not buy Coke products. And I'm just reusing the bottle anyway for jug water. So, yeah. I made this drawing. I don't know if I've put it online or not. I think I might have put part of it, but I was embarrassed by this thing that I wrote because it felt so, like, teenage girl-y of me. And it said, you know, there's this girl that lives in my head. I don't see her very often, but I'm completely in love with her, and I'm talking about myself. And I've also, like, said lately where I don't know, I try to think of, like, the best responses to things ahead of time, because I have trouble with verbal communication. And, like, I imagine people asking me, like, Nina, what are you doing with your life? And a lot of it's come from people asking me questions, like the people that I grew up with, about the whole working at a haunted house, and what that consists of, and... Wait, what? You know? And so I've been trying to, like, be ready for it in, like, the best coherent way possible, because otherwise I'm just gonna look at them and make gibberish noises and run away feeling embarrassed. But, you know, after a lot of thought, I'm like, you know what? I'm falling completely madly and wildly in love with myself, and I do not care how that looks. And so that's been really fun, because that's part of what it is getting that internal me that I have trouble, you know, putting out there a lot, out into the world, so that way, you know, I'm more comfortable with myself rather than trying to make more people comfortable with me, since, like, I'm such a weird individual. That's been a focus of mine for a while, and it's just, that is an easy way to be completely miserable, because that just doesn't happen. And I don't know, a lot of it's just been, like, accepting and coming to terms with the lessons that I learned back in 2012 when I was traveling the country and doing Occupy and fucking chilling on the streets with the homeless, and I still have warts from the subways in New York. So, like, as much as I hate them, I've tried getting rid of them 3 times, and they're not going away, and at the same time, like, I rub it, and I'm just like, fucking Brooklyn subway station, like, what? No, car! No! Maybe I should take this as, like, a good point in time to be like, I should go inside, because I'm obviously having trouble speaking at this point. This is the most I've been able to talk, except for when I've been yelling at homeboy in the last freaking week. But I am pretty excited. Tomorrow is the haunted house attraction farm thing. It's in Pleasantville, Ohio. It's called the Haunted Farm, like, legitimately, it's called the Haunted Farm. So if you want to come stalk me, like, come through and let me scare the shit out of you, I'd be okay with that. I'm hoping I don't have trouble dealing with that, and I'm gonna try to put this up on YouTube. The last time I tried to do Periscope, I ended the thing, and then it was like, archive footage, and I was like, what the fuck? I'll come back to this, and I click out of it, and then I realized there was no way to get back to it, so I have to be fucking on my toes and archive this shit. And then hopefully I can upload it to YouTube. I feel pretty good about this session. This has gone way better than it ever has when I've tried to make, like, vlogs. I have at least 3 hours of footage from earlier in this year when I first tried to get started and I was, like, overwhelmed and nervous, of me playing with my cats, scratching my ass, and rocking back and forth, and, like, incoherent noises. Because I was trying too hard, and it was terrible, and it was not like this at all. Like, this I actually feel good about. Like, I think of those videos and I'm like, oh my god, what was I doing? Like, not all of them are online, thank God, because seriously, the worst. And a cop just drove by. Please don't come get me. I'm not crazy, I swear. Okay, so, thank you for joining me for this little chit-chat on NerdsDays. And again, I would like to give a specific time that I'm going to be doing it on Thursdays, but I can't because my work schedule's going to change in November. So, just Thursdays are supposed to be NerdsDays. I'm hopefully going to be bringing back Ninagami within the next month. It just depends on how things go with moving. I'm going to try really hard. It is actually very difficult for me to be able to organize my thoughts and, like, juggle all these responsibilities. So I'm thinking once, Halloween's over and I have more time, I feel confident that I'm going to be able to get it out. So I feel confident that Ninagami will be back within the next month, but I'm not making promises because I am so, like, on edge with, trying to make plans because everything gets all weird. So, what is happening? What is happening? Okay, so Thursdays, look forward to NerdsDays, and, like, I'm gonna be really excited to do the first, like, vlog after I've released a comic to be like, people come talk about the comic with me, yay! So, yes, thank you, and, I'll see you guys on Twitter.com, maybe YouTube, if I do this right. So, how do I end this shit? There we go.